All right, now we move to this. The International Criminal Court has issued a warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin's arrest.
The court accuses him of playing a part in the alleged abduction of children from Ukraine. Putin has also been accused of being responsible for the war crimes committed in Ukraine. The Kremlin denies accusations its forces committed any atrocities.
Also, Chinese leader Xi Jinping will meet with Putin in Moscow next week. This is Xi's first visit to Russia since the war in Ukraine began. Officials say the pair will meet Monday through Wednesday to discuss Ukraine and ways to develop their what is described as no limits partnership. Let's bring in our foreign correspondent, Ramy Inocencio. He is in Odessa, Ukraine. I would imagine, Ramy, this news certainly feeling different in your part of the world because China's faced a lot of criticism for not condemning Russia in this campaign in Ukraine. I'm wondering how the news of Xi meeting with Putin is being received where you are.
Absolutely, Errol. And the feeling here is that if you are not condemning Moscow, then you are, in fact, supporting Moscow. Look, Chinese President Xi Jinping knows what he is doing. He is no amateur actor on the world stage, if you will. He himself just engineered his third term, an unprecedented term as president of China. On the world stage, he knows what he's doing, and he knows how it is being perceived. And so looking ahead to what's happening with Moscow, he and President Putin want to convey this sense of solidarity, this sense of two for one, if you will. They both share this kind of perspective on the world, a global desire, a global goal, that they want something that is more multipolar, that includes Beijing, that includes Moscow, in the face of Washington and the Western bloc that is NATO. So, in effect, they're saying that if you're going to stand against Moscow, you're going to stand against Beijing, and that is very likely what President Xi Jinping wants to represent when he heads to Russia on Monday and Tuesday.
Well, Ramy, Slovakia is the second NATO nation promising to send fighter jets to Ukraine, joining Poland. What do you know about these shipments, and is it enough to change the trajectory of things for Ukraine?
Sure. Yeah, Elaine, earlier today, we got word that Slovakia was pledging 13 Soviet-designed fighter jets, MiG-29s. They are joining Poland yesterday, who promised a first batch of 4, which implies that Poland could very well send more in the future. Now, 17 Soviet-designed fighter jets in an absolute sense doesn't sound like a lot. But the feeling here, the belief here, is that it may crack the door open to push back against the taboo of further fighter jets from NATO and potentially the biggest prize from the United States, those F-16s there. But with your second question, whether it will change the flow, change the tide here, likely not. And specifically with Slovakia's fighter jets, the reason for that is that most of them have been mothballed for months. There's a question on their airworthiness, and if anything, the best thing is they might only be used for parts for Ukraine's own MiG-29s here. So it may not turn the tide, but again, it very well may be symbolic. It may be saying, hey, these two countries on the edge of Europe, who would be the first to feel the brunt of any other kind of Russian force, let alone an invasion, fear of an invasion, that they would say, we want this to happen. We hope that you will take our lead.
Meantime, Ramy, this war rages on. I know you visited a village in the south that has been under heavy fire, the population there. Talk to us about what you've seen and what people are telling you.
Absolutely. Solanchaki village in Mykolaiv region is the village that we went to earlier this week. And they are telling us, one, that they don't care about the war. They don't care about what's happening in the halls of power, whether it's Odessa, whether it's Washington, whether it's Kyiv, rather, whether it's Washington, D.C., whether it's Moscow, whether it's London. They care about their families. They care about making money to care for their families, to heat their homes. This village is a farming village, and they just worry about just living. One of the people who we spoke to was a godmother of a family that was killed, parents, their lives taken in Russian shelling. Go ahead and take a listen to what she had to say.
Bright, says Elizaveta Rudkovich. The whole village respected them so much. For me, they were the best.
And with Rudkovich there, I was speaking to her right outside the cemetery site where her family friends had just been buried. It was a very moving and very sad day for that village. Very close-knit, if you'll imagine. Just about 300 people left out of a village of 600. That was before the war. We spoke with people there, and they said, listen, we've lived here all of our lives. We were born here. We've lived here with families, and now, sadly, people are dying. But they say they will not move because it is the only place they've ever known, and if not that, they don't have the money to go anywhere else.
Wow, an important reminder there in that image you showed us of an elderly woman carrying what appeared to be debris from her part of town is really kind of stark. That's the reality. Ramy Inocencio, we appreciate your reporting. Thank you very much.